All right, good morning. Had a little technical difficulty there, but I wanted to jump in, and say good morning to everybody out there. Hope that you all have had a great week. It's been an interesting about 2.5 weeks for me, and I thought, hey, there might be some folks that would like to um, jump on and just see how things are going. So. Um, Anyone who's ever been through a kind of a merger and acquisition knows that trying to bring two companies together is probably one of the most challenging things a business will ever do. And I am finding out that to be the case. You have different cultures and different way of doing things. And hey, Ray Caldwell, how we doing today? Good morning to you. Hope you've had a great week, sir. Um, but it is a very, very challenging deal. Good morning, Bill. Bill Weber. So happy to have you here with us. So, um, and so I thought I would kind of like it would be maybe insightful for people who haven't ever been through one or maybe wonder like how it's going. Hey, Beth, Shelly, good morning to you. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you've had a wonderful week. And as usual, my mom is here with us. So, hi, Mom. Thanks for being here. Um, love you, Bonnie. Good morning. Good morning, Bonnie. I hope that you have had a great week. I would love to hear from Bonnie. I know that Bonnie's company, she's the Go Lids lady. If you haven't followed her, you might want to follow her. She has invented a product that allows you to easily take your beverage and food product all in one packaging. It's really slick, and I know she was looking at taking that and launching that into e-commerce and to the direct to consumer. So I'd be curious to hear if that's still on point and still on schedule. So I want to get back to the M&A. Hey, Brian, my old boss, Brian Fisher from Kroger. Hello from Melbourne, Florida. Good to see you this morning. I wanted to talk about, though, having gone through this now kind of a second time, the hardest part of it all is the transparency in it and the understanding of how things work and how they're going to all fit together. And the components of it ebb and flow back and forth, and they're all over the place a lot of time. And there's so much work that has to be done with rebranding and re-imaging, and folks like me that end up kind of in a lurch position. So, I'll just tell you exactly how it's going. So for me, my biggest problem is that Casey's doesn't see me fitting in their company as a regional. They think that I'm in between there and a division level with their company, and they don't have any positions there anyway. So that leaves me in a very vicarious situation to where I have to make hard decisions of do I what do you do with that? So, do I stay and help through the integration and all that, or do I move on? It's a very tough decision. Some folks think that that would be an easy decision, but it's really not. Anybody that knows me knows that I do everything 150%. I go 100 miles an hour, and I put pure heart and soul into everything that I do. And I don't want to be somewhere where I would ever want to compromise my integrity or how I do things. Ray Caldwell says mergers are like a forced marriage. Man, I couldn't agree with that more. That's exactly what it feels like, and especially for the rank and file who didn't ask for it, right? So, and Bonnie answers still on e-commerce and retail now. Absolutely. So that's great. My friend Kathy, she's joined us this morning. She was part of a merger 5 years ago. Even today, our office is not fully integrated, and rebranding was definitely a challenge. Yeah, it's I don't know that it ever. Uh, I don't know that it ever fully. I don't know that it ever fully gets there. Um, um, and I appreciate everybody what you're saying about that. I could tell you that I think Brian could probably speak to this. I'm extremely competitive, very competitive, and when someone tells me I'm not good enough, I had an ex-wife tell me that I was not good enough, and it became one of my missions to prove her and anyone else that thought that wrong. And so, in this situation with my next journey, that'll be the case again, is to prove people wrong that it's their loss, and that they had someone really, really. I consider myself to be well above average and a great people communicator, and there's not near enough of that in the workplace today. Um, the next thing I kind of want to talk about is, when you're going through this, you see a lot of folks that you've worked with for years and that you've gotten to know, and it's kind of it's kind of interesting, um, how much you find out all the different little things people do as people leave, and a lot of times there's not a plan to replace those. Um, 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 yeah, Beth. They think I'm between a division and a regional, and that that there's really no spot for me. So, um, and I guess the thing is that I guess when you look at the whole concept of mergers and acquisitions, um, typically what I've seen, and like I said, this is the second one I've kind of been part of. What I see is that you have the gaining company so often that almost has this arrogance about it, that they have all the answers, and that they couldn't possibly learn anything from the gaining company, or from the company that they acquired. And often they say all the right things early on and through the early parts, but then over time, that message it really becomes just a convoluted lip service, if you will. So, we'll see what they do, and how willing they are to do it. But you know, for now, I'm going to continue to do what I do with my team here, and work hard, and deliver for the customers that base that I built. Well, and that's all I can do. And then hopefully there will be somebody out there that wants a guy like me and sees the merit that I have, and that I can add value to their company, and that they'll want me to come along for the ride. I think if you ask Steve Buchanan, who I work for, there's people in the industry that will there will be people that say that Steve's tough, but I could tell you, if I can work for him, I can work for anybody, and that if I do what I'm capable of doing, that and I will, that I think he would tell you that I helped him exit. So he wouldn't have been able to pull this off and exit in the way that he did if I hadn't come to this company when I did. So I go to bed at night, and I sleep well knowing that. And apologize for getting off my train of thought there. I'm just kind of overwhelmed with y'all's support. I really appreciate it. Like I said, um, when I started on LinkedIn, I don't know, about 2 years ago, I don't even know what I was aiming to do. I just wanted to make friends. And it's been weird because that's happened and then some, you know. And what I found is that more so than ever, you know, community is important, and the people that you surround yourself with are important. And what LinkedIn has allowed me to do is surround myself with people that I genuinely like to talk to and that I enjoy being around, even though I can't be directly right there where they live. Um, and you know, I think that this is, you know, just another life lesson for me, and I will ultimately come out better for it. And for that, I'm going to take that positive way. I refuse to get into a negative headspace about it. So I know what I'm worth, and I know what I can do, and now I've just got to go find a place that'll allow me to do that, and 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 then that the person that I am will go and do great things and continue to do great things. I want to kind of pivot on that. I want to talk a little bit about um, some other things. It's been a kind of an interesting go round in the retail space in the last really since the first of the year. Hiring has continued to be the greatest challenge facing retailers and restaurateurs today. The good news is I believe we're up to 13, 14, maybe 15 states that have now lifted the federal assistance to unemployment. So they are now down to the standardized state unemployment. I think that was a good move. I think that that's going to help get some folks back to work that have been sitting on the sidelines. I'm sure it's not popular with everyone, but I think that we've got to get Americans back to work. There's no shortages of jobs out there right now. I happen to just be doing some research and pecking around for wages and all that, and I was looking at a number of big retailers that are giant box like Petco and some of these others. I think Petco had 13,000 jobs listed nationwide. I mean, that's just an incredible number of needs that they have, just them. And I was really kind of surprised by that. So the next thing that comes to mind is, you know, as we get folks back to work, wages have increased, you know, pretty significantly. We've seen the hourly starting wage, even though the federal minimum wage is a certain amount that, you know, you don't see that. I don't think there's anywhere paying that, especially not in Omaha, Nebraska here. You know, I think the average wage is somewhere between 11, 12 bucks an hour. And it's been very interesting to see as this pandemic has played out. It's really forced that minimum wage up. And so it's very interesting how some of the fallout from COVID, you know, you look at cost of wood and the cost of homes. And I believe we had someone from the White House, you know, state that inflation was a good thing. And I don't know what economic planet he's from, but inflation is never a good thing. We don't want inflation. So I hope that everyone has had a chance to go out and get their home refinanced, because I got a feeling that you're going to see interest rates start inching up at a pretty significant clip pretty soon. Getting back onto the retail side, you know, one of the biggest things that I've also seen that through this merger that's kind of interesting is, you know, how our competitors have responded. So our competitors, you know, I was in several of their stores yesterday as I was out and about, making sure we were ready for a busy Memorial Day weekend. I saw a number of them that they really, you could tell the movement towards food service in our industry, in the convenience industry, has just continued to just ramp, and um, the investment in pizzas, sandwiches, and different avenues of producing those. The biggest challenge facing retail with that, though, or I guess I should say convenience retail, is doing it in a profitable manner. Food has always been a very labor intensive business. If you look at restaurants, that's one of the reasons why they pay their wait staff what they do. And it's a debate for another day of whether they should or shouldn't. But the back of house, even most people don't realize how many people it takes behind the scenes to make the food, from preparation through cooking it to getting it ready and plated and out to the consumer. Um, Even as simple stuff like McDonald's and Whataburger and these fast casual places. Um, those are very similar operations to where you've got to have someone to bring the food in off the truck. They've got to store it. Then you've got to have someone prep. Then you've got to have someone actually cook it. Then you got to have someone assemble it. And so by the time even just a simple McDonald's cheeseburger hits your tray, you've had 5 people touch it. And when you think about that from a labor point of view, that gets expensive. So it's interesting to see how the convenience store industry meets that challenge. I will say that Casey's has a great pizza program. I think they've done a good job with their app, and I think the pizza's good. I think that is a good product. But and they've been at it longer than most of us have, and I think they figured out some things along the way, and they continue to evolve. But some of the other competitors are further behind, but figuring it out. So it'll be interesting to see who figures it out first. One of the models I've seen work really well that I think has some merit is the operators who've went out and partnered with a established brand like a McDonald's, an Arby's. You see that a lot with Love's and some of the travel stops. Not as much in your area places that just hasn't caught on. You do see some Subways out there, but primarily it's the truck stops who have chosen that model, and I think it works well for them. I would guess that the reason that you don't see more of that in your day-to-day convenience is scalability, and will the franchisees be willing to partner in a convenience store? So, but I didn't intend for this to be a truly long live today. What I want to say is I just want to say thanks again for all the support. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it very much. And I just want to say I appreciate all the support, all the love. And I hope everyone has a great Memorial Day. I really hope you'll take time to say a prayer and just, take a minute to reflect. There's a famous Toby Keith song that says, there's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep at night in peace. And I think that that's something to remember, is that because of the sacrifice of many, all of us live under the freedom that we do today. And I can't stress enough, as a former, as a veteran, it's always a mindful for me that we always remember that, and we always honor their sacrifice. And that when we go about our day-to-day life, that we live in a way that honors that. So Thanks again for popping on. I know this was impromptu and unannounced. I hope that you enjoyed the 21.44 minutes we had here. And thanks again for all the love and support. And have a great weekend. And hopefully, by this week, I probably going to move the Living a Purposeful Lifestyle show to an evening time slot. Primarily because I'm not going to get support to do it at the normal time slot. So I'll move it because I'm not going to quit doing it just because folks don't want me to do it. I'm going to do it because there's no reason I shouldn't, but I'll do it in the evening. So it'll probably be a 6 o'clock show on Wednesdays now versus 3 o'clock. So hopefully we'll see some of you for the next live show. And until then, continue to live with purpose, continue to support each other, continue to support your neighbors, and let's all be mindful of each other and that anything could happen to any one of us. You can be at the highest of highs today, and tomorrow that can all change. So be thankful for what you have and be thankful for your place and always help the next man up. Till next time, I'm signing out. Have a great weekend.